Hey, this is Gene. We need to talk a little bit about today's game. Um, I kind of noticed it. I'm talking about Manchester United, by the way. Um, I noticed this against Everton. I don't like having Cunha in a. Well, he really didn't play up at number nine. That was Mason Mount. But we were falling back to what we used to do last year, and that's kind of concerning to me. And also, I'm being very critical at this point by some of these players. Ahmad is not really doing anything for me. He's I'm not gonna say he's doing the Carnacho thing, and I'm gonna be honestly say this. I think that we've missed him the last two games. Um, there's something that we're missing down there because even though as confusing and frustrating that Garnacho can be, running into cul-de-sacs all the time, uh, he definitely is a problem, and he's going to be a problem for the Premiership if he goes to Chelsea. It's just going to happen. Um, Regardless of what he did and being like a stupid little boy, whatever. Um, I think that whatever. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of drama on that team last year. I think there should have been a clean state, but whatever. He'll help us with our PSR. But Ahmad has the same issue. He likes to uh, stat back all the time. Maybe he's being trained to do that. Um, I have some issues with him. Euro, great talent, but 4 or 5 times today, he did it at Everton as well. He just gives the ball away in our side of the field. And against teams like Arsenal, it's going to be a problem. Now, man to man, defending is great. Most of our defenders are. Um, Dorgo, who's had a really good season or preseason, was also a problem today. We were for that first 40 minutes. Fiorentina was just basically killing us. Now again, this is preseason, and it's kind of like watching Shador Sanders last night. He had 2 touchdowns, and everybody says he should have been number one in the draft. You're playing against four string talent on the other side. People are not, they don't want to get hurt, and I thought I saw that a couple times today. There is when you get to this level in soccer football, that all it takes is just a little bit of better effort, a little bit more technique, and you'll be better than other teams. There are probably 50 really good European teams. There's probably 5 elite European teams at any point there is in the season. Fiorentino is a good European team, a team that usually qualifies for Europe. Every now and then they get a cup or they challenge for Champions League paces or even the league. We finished 15 last year. We have the same issue right now. We get balls in good positions and we do not score from it. We hold on to it too long. We try hero balls. Casemiro, he can't play in this system. Now, again, in Europe, against other European teams where we have domination of the ball, he can be good. And if he plays a back a little bit, he can be decent doing that. But you can't really have him and Bruno like that. And I have no idea how he's going to start against um, Arsenal. It's clear to me at this point that Rasmus is not going to be here. I mean, and how can you actually get rid of him or put him on loan and only have Cheeto as the backup behind Sesko? There's going to be a point in this time that Sesko might get a muscle injury or hamstring or something like that, and all you're going to have at that point is just Cheeto. Or you're going to say it's going to be Cunha. The last 2 games is not really helping me that's going to work. I mean, at this point, because we have a lot of defenders, I would put Harry up there. And as crazy as that sounds, he would hold on to the ball. Now, when we get the ball or we're on a counterattack, we look somewhat dangerous. But teams can sit there and just play the low block on us, and we're not going to score. We're just not going to. Look at the scores that we are goals that we've had this year in preseason. How would you have like 3 penalties? We've had bad defending on the other side. We've had maybe two or three good plays that led to goals for the entire preseason. And we're not going to get that against teams that are very good defensively. And they're going to just wait until we make a mistake and they're going to go right through our defense. I saw it all the day today. As much as I like Harry is too slow, but he's probably better than Delict. And I hate to not say it, but I think Harry has the last 2 or 3 years has finally said, I'm going to go and go forward. And if they get behind me, they get behind me. And he has to trust the other players around him. But you can't have Harry and Luke Shaw and who would you have on the other side? Delo. You just can't have those players anymore. How that we want to play. Um, Now, again, there were times late in the second half that we looked like we were going to score, but we just didn't really look like we are going to ever score. And there's a difference between the first two games we played in the tour in the United States since the last two games. There's been like a difference of what, and a lot of it is that because Rasmus it wasn't out there. It's not that Rasmus is having a great preseason, but he does offer other things, and I just don't think we should get rid of him. And he must be going. He must because he only played a little bit against Everton. He didn't play the entire game today, so he must be going, or they're definitely in talks with somebody. And I don't think that that's the right move. I you can't you're going to put everything on Sesko, and great, I guess, but shouldn't we go out and still get like a veteran striker that maybe doesn't cost that much, that at least can be around and mentor him? I'm not saying go out and get somebody like Ronaldo. Hell, Deco today probably could do that. But I'm sure there are other players. That dude used to play for Arsenal that plays in, I forget what his name is, plays for the France team. Players like that can come in and do a job like that. To give him breaks like when we go into League Cup or when we go to maybe the FA Cup against a non-league team or whatever, to give him a break because the entire weight of our season will be on him and uh, I can't say his name, Mbambo and Cunha. And as I like Cunha, I think he's probably the best of the guys we picked up so far. I think he's um, rated well. Um, but these are all players that are not the greatest finishers, and even Sesko isn't. Um, but he has all the other opportunity or things. Now it's nice to see David De Gea back. He had a couple good saves. We probably could score two or three goals against him. Um, I'd love to see that he got all that. And before I just continue on with this and when I talk about the team, we got to get past this revisionist history about De Gea. He would not sign his new deal. He went and had this conversation. He said, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do," and all that stuff. And at some point, the team gave him, I think I was like a 300 a week, 300,000 a week, and he waited and waited and waited, and they came back and said, "No, we're going somewhere else." They waited him. They wanted him to sign 6 months before. He wouldn't do it, and now everybody forgives that we just got rid of him because of that. He went out on a free, and for a whole year nobody wanted him. Now I like the guy; he's a legend of the club, but this idea that the team did him dirty, no. He had a contract in his face for 6 months, and he wouldn't sign it. And that's his. He can do whatever he wants to do with that, but people just need to get past it. It's a business at the end of the day, and he made a decision that he didn't want it. He wanted more money, and you could look that he was the best player on our team, but we were not that good. So it's like Bruno being the best player. We finished 15th. He's a good player, but he shouldn't all of a sudden say I got to have the same uh, pay when we actually played well. But anyway, let's move on to the game. Again, I thought we were poor. I thought now people got their running in, and it'll help. And maybe we don't want to show enough. Maybe we don't want to look like we're the greatest team of all time, and walk in there, and then Arsenal's like, oh God, what? Maybe we want to bring back a little bit differently. But all I saw today was very similar to what I saw last year. And you can grade all these players, and you can say that the relationships with the players are all great, but I'm saying the same thing. Mount, he runs around like okay, but McTominay did the same thing. Uh, we have to have something at the end of that. We have to have goals. We have to uh, push our will on these players, on these teams that we're going against, and we just rarely did that today. Again, it's just preseason. Maybe it'll be totally different against Arsenal, but I will tell you this: this is like a warning to everything. If we play like that, like we get against Everton, and if we play like that as we did against Fiorentina today, we're not probably having Ono back. It'll probably be either Heaton or Bayern in it. They will score. If we lose the ball 30 or 40 yards out from our own goal, they will score, and Gyökeres will be there doing it. And it'll be an interesting thing to say. Maybe Seska will come up at halftime or something like that and win the game for us. But from what I saw the last two games, I'd be very happy with a draw. I just want us to score some goals. You know, if it's 2-2 and that's how it is, that's one thing. But we have to look like that we're a threat. I didn't really see that today. But anyway, okay, I'll give you my prediction, my ratings on the players. Bayern couldn't do anything about the goal. Good goal. Horrible defending. That's not even Sunday league type of defending. That was just horrible. And distribution, okay, I'll give him a 6. Euro 6. I think he should have a 7 or 8, but he did lose the ball several times down there. Maguire 6. Still a concern to me how slow he is. Dorgu, worst game of preseason, kind of a worry for me. We haven't seen Mazarawi. We haven't seen Zerkski. We haven't these players yet that we need, these backfield players. Ahmad, a 6. I mean, he played the entire game, so that's good enough. I think I'm forgetting somebody in the back. Delict did not play till later. Who was next to Delote? I can't remember. It don't matter. You got Casemiro. He lost the ball, passed it to nobody. 5 Bruno still about a 5. He's just not playing well. And I know people saying you hate. I don't hate Bruno. He's just he's a worry to me as well. Mount just doing what he does. Probably a 6, 5.5. He wasn't really a threat. Mbembo, 6. Cunha probably 6.5. Am I omitting anybody? I don't know. The best thing today is that they got through and hopefully nobody got hurt. Shit started to move. And I'll wait for my actual season predictions until after the Arsenal game. Although we've had a couple of years that the first game we were so good and then we still was shit for the rest of the season. And we do somewhat well against Arsenal at home. As great as Arsenal was supposed to be last year, we should have beat them at home. And we beat them in a cup. So, like I said before, there are levels. And there are times that Arsenal might be one of those 5 or 6 teams that are elite in all of Europe. But there are times they're just a good European team. And we can be that. And there are times we can beat players or teams like that. I'll think about the rest of the week to see who I choose. I think it's gonna be a score draw. I just think it probably will be. But we'll see. But thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments where do you think how we did today. Am I overblowing it? Are you excited for the team for the season? I'm thinking that at this point I would be happy if we finish the top 10. But anyway, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later in the week when we review or preview the Arsenal game. You guys have a good day. Bye.